The vision for this outfit was Lil Gideon blue and white, but I ended up just looking like a skier from 2002. I guess that's okay. It's not really giving Gravity Falls, but I guess we're gonna go with it. Who's your favorite character in Gravity Falls? My favorite's Lil Gideon. I know people are like, oh, but Bill's the best character. It's like, no. And here's why. So many annoying little guys in shows. You just want them to explode. But Lil Gideon is like so charming that you can't help but love him. I love Lil Gideon. His voice sounds like popcorn.
I don't know how a lemon so sour could be related to a peach so sweet.
Gideon!
I love Lil Gideon. So I'm gonna be talking about Lil Gideon's first appearance, the hand that rocks the Mabel. Ooh. I should probably look up what that movie's about, but I didn't do that. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about like a babysitter or something. I don't think it's relevant. So let's just get started. We are introduced to Gideon with an ad on television that says that he's a psychic of the great beyond. The ad also slanders Grunkle Stan. So Grunkle Stan says like, we have a rivalry, I hate Lil Gideon, you cannot go see the show. But Dipper and Mabel and Seuss are like, I wanna go see the show. So we go see Lil Gideon. Because he's Stan's rival, it's like built up like, oh, what's his deal? It's kind of giving that episode of Supernatural with the priest who says he does miracles, like it's in a tent in the middle of a field kind of deal, but then the curtains part and it's just this little guy. There's a little guy. And he sings a little song and everybody loves him, and like there's merchandise and there's like big fans, and he is doing typical like psychic room reading, but we get a little bit of a hint that he might actually be magic because he touches his bolo tie and everybody stands up. So like, interesting. I love how it's like reverse Scooby-Doo, right? Because you think that they're normal and then nothing's going on, but then they're actually magical. And in Scooby-Doo, you think that they're like magical and something's going on, but they're actually just a guy in a mask. So Mabel loves Lil Gideon. She thinks he's adorable. She loves the show. He's so charismatic. I love Lil Gideon too. And so then Lil Gideon comes over to Mabel's house and is like asks her to hang out. And Mabel's all excited because she wants to do like girly things like makeovers, and he appreciates how sparkly she is.
Enchanting. Utterly enchanting.
She just bedazzled her face, and you know, she's a little bit misunderstood by Dipper. This is before she meets Candy and Grenda. So Lil Gideon comes in and he's kind of like a nice little special little sparkly friend that she has. Or is he? So they keep hanging out, and Gideon keeps like making like these romantic comments, and Mabel keeps kind of deflecting them.
Do you see something you like? Cause I do.
What?
To be like, no, we're just friends.
Buddy, pal, chum, other word for friend.
Pal?
I already said pal, mate?
How about soulmate? Well, you can't say no to that!
I just think it's such a relatable and authentic portrayal of one of these types of guys. Because you want to love Lil Gideon.
And I do like Gideon as a friend / little sister.
You want to be nice to him, and everybody likes him. So then Mabel has this like social pressure and like guilt to say no to him asking her on dates.
If she says no, I'll die from sadness.
And it's like, oof. So it's like visceral. This whole episode is about Mabel grappling with not wanting to hurt your friend's feelings, but also having to be honest that you're not into them romantically, and it makes it all awkward and pressury and bad. I think that's an interesting plot. And also I love how Lil Gideon is just so charming and charismatic, and so like you want to like him too. It's not like, other shows where this little creepy Weasley guy is just a creep, and you're like, get out of here. Little Gideon, you know, he's my favorite character. So while Mabel and Gideon keep going on dates because Gideon keeps like pressuring her like publicly and like socially, Stan and little Gideon's dad, Bud, are coming to business agreements. Like, now that Gideon and Mabel are dating, we can like do a joint venture between the Tent of Telepathy, Gideon's show, and the Mystery Shack. So more money, hee hee. It's a big mess, and Dipper keeps encouraging Mabel to just break it off with Gideon, but you know, she's put in a pickle. He goes up to Gideon and he's like, yo, she doesn't like you. Leave her alone, please. And Gideon's like, you're coming between us? Gideon uses his influence in the town to convince the newspaper reporter to pretend to want to interview Dipper, so he meets him at like a location to trap him, to attack him with all his merchandise and stuff. And so we find out that like Gideon's bolo tie is like this magic like telekinetic device that can like lift stuff in the air and squeeze things. I don't know. It's just like a telekinesis device. The story is resolved when Mabel just realizes that she has to go up to Gideon and just be honest with him, that she's not interested in him romantically.
Listen, Gideon, it's over. I will never, ever date you.
Yeah!
And then she like smashes his little bolo tie, and he's real mad about it. But Stan, Dipper, and Mabel are like, what's he gonna do? Then we find out that little Gideon has the second journal. Now this is like episode 4, so that was very exciting. It was a very exciting reveal. And if you haven't seen Gravity Falls, I'm sorry, but it's a very exciting reveal. I'm so disappointed that Gideon was not used more, because Gideon is so charming. I absolutely love his voice. I love how his voice actor talks. There's a part at the end where Gideon makes little dolls of Stan, Dipper, and Mabel, and so then the voice actor has to do like a mocking voice on top of his character voice, and it's just so beautiful and impressive. I feel like this voice actor just has such a rich voice.
Hey, what are you gonna do without your precious amulet? Oh, you'll see, boy.
I love his voice acting, and I just wanted more Gideon in the show. I felt like Bill is a very interesting and unique villain, but he's not Gideon. Gideon's so charismatic and charming and cute and evil, and I love him so much.
Who's a cute little guy? You are.
Now you are.
I think that little Gideon and his dad are based off of Big and Little Enos and Smokey and the Bandit.
I came to make a deal. What's he get if he wins this truck rodeo thing?
If
$5,000, Daddy.
They just kind of look like that, and they kind of remind me of that. I'm not sure if that's real or if it was just supposed to be like a child stardom thing, but the dad talks an awful lot like Big Enos for it not to be that.
Now, I hear your niece and my Gideon are, well, they're singing in harmony lately, so to speak.
His voice is almost identical, so I don't know what that tells you. I think what makes little Gideon so charming is that he has such a niceness about him. Like in his show, he's very thankful to the fans, and he notices them in the crowd and like makes them feel special. He's generous, like even though he's pressuring Mabel to go on dates with him, but they're very elaborate dates. And he's just like a big showboaty guy, but the more you get to know him, the more arrogant and selfish and mean and condescending he gets.
Gideon Charles Gleeful, clean up your room this instant.
I can buy and sell you, old man.
Fair enough.
I love his duality.
Oh my, was this your chair? I had no idea. Yes, I did, Stan.
I love that he's both. You know, he's not just like a little gremlin. He's like a charming little gremlin. This episode also has some fun Easter eggs. So you get to see like a little drawing of Bill on Gideon's desk. And there's a part where Gideon is waiting at a restaurant and it looks like the same restaurant from Twin Peaks. And then the reporter, Toby, determined his hat has a little slip of paper in it that just says hat. So it's just like fun little jokes because it's only the 4th episode. Gideon is like the main villain of the first season, I guess. But most of season 1 is one-offs. I don't know, I just feel like he was not used enough. I wanted to see more Gideon. Like, what if he became like part of the group? Like he became reformed and then was part of the group or something. Just so we get more Gideon. What? Just so we get more Gideon. I love him. Oh well, I suppose this was just me rambling about how I love little Gideon, and that's about it. I hope you had fun. Oh, this episode also has my favorite end sequence. They put a bunch of rhinestones all over Seuss and turn him into this human disco ball. And they play the best little end song. It's so catchy. It's called Let's Do This, if you want to look it up. And check this out. Wow, it looks like this. I don't know, I think the episode just speaks to my heart because it's about the love of glitter. I love the Gravity Falls episodes that are about like summer love. I think I'm just partial to those. And I love rhinestones. Okie dokie. That's all. If you like Easter, happy Easter. This is irrelevant to Easter, but I did say Easter eggs today, and this is a very large egg. So we have a little bit of Easter going. How's that for you? Okie dokie. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
And thanks for visiting.
While